よみんな元気かい。ヒカウが実況するコールオブクトゥルフ続きやっていきたいと思います。前回がね、このサンダースさんが何者かにビュンビュンされてやられてしまったのを目撃して、ちょっと動揺が隠せない主人公ピアス。とりあえず行くとこはここしかないんでね、行きましょう。しゃがむ。開きました。はっ、ない。おっ、痛い。あ、あ、やばい。いけない。うふえ。ちょっと待って。ああ、すごい。もうこれいけないの？もうこう死んじゃう？無理やりいった。幻覚作用ありそうだね。あ、戻った。
Damn!
あ、くそ。
The gas! Oh,
起きろ、ピアス。
my head.
Later. We need to move on.
Who goes there?
いや、出て
A
きちゃった
nightmare
な。
again. I need a drink.
酒が必要だ。出てきちゃったな。そうか、ここ開かなかったんですよ。開けれるのかな。開かないね。これなんだ。いやー、そうでしたか。いやー、いわゆるマルチエンディングだと思うので。
No. I want to know what Bradley and Dr. Colton have to say about all this.
できなかったことはそのままで進んじゃうんだね、話がね。
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you
酒
feel?
だ、酒だ。
Did I sleep long?
運命を左右しますって書いてある。お酒飲んじゃったよ。おい、いや、飲む前に言ってほしかったな。飲む前に言ってほしかったな。おお。だいぶ変わる。こっちに座る？
How's our fugitive?
それでどうしたんで
Dr.
すか？
Fuller hasn't reported your
お前生きて
disappearance
た
to
か
the
な、本
force,
当
but
に。
that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't
説明
explain.
できないことが起きているようだ。教えてくだ
What
さい。
happened?
何があったんですか？まずあのカルトに狙われていたヒントを見つけたかもしれない。なんだろう。コールデンに話しかける。ブラッドリーに話しかける。奴らのせいでひどい目にあった。プロが必要？プロが必要ですね、オカルト。ヒントを見つけたかもしれない。なんだろう、ヒントって。
I met a Francis
ああ、そう
Sanders.
か。サンダースさんか。
You know him.
Of course, he's a patient.
もちろん、
Or was.
彼は私の
I
感じ
haven't
ですか
seen
ら。
him since Dr. Fuller had him
Yeah,
transferred
that's
to the basement.
フラー先生が
He
読め
knew
なかった。
Sarah Hawkins. And that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
説明できること
Tell
が
me
分かり
how
ません。
Mr. Sanders died.
激しい発作の一種です。あれは空気と呼んでいました。
I didn't see what, but
そこに
something was
私た
there
ち以外に何かが。
with us.
Of what do you speak?
何のことですか？
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins, visitor.
サラ・ホーキンスの
He
訪
spoke
問
of
者。
it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
慎重に行こう。本当のことを言うべきです。いや、嘘ついても意味ねえな。
He's right.
本当のことよ。
We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
運命を左右
Better
します。
madness than ignorance. Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
知る権利はある。
I'll do my best.
ただな、このブラッドリーのおっちゃんもな、死んだはずだよな。でも生きてたからな。あ、しゃがむ。
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
暴きましょう。やるね。
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
ことに関して頭が混乱している。そうだ、お前はもう死んだんだよ。ブラッドリー。はあ。やべえ。俺これお酒飲んだ状態で、いやー旦那さん死んだんですよって言ってもこれ信じてもらえないんじゃないか。お酒臭いって言われて。やばいな。しまった。真実言わなきゃよかった。言わないってすればよかった。まあいいや。狂気に落ちる。ダンツンダンツンダンツン。もうついた。
What can I do for you, sir?
うわー、
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins.
お邪魔してくよろしい。
Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's
Cut.
here.
お前もいたのか。何のつながりがある？
You know each other. Our paths crossed, briefly. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me. You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later. Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
あなたは責任を感じるべきではない。
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his
もう
reason.
正気を失ってい
He
る。
suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind words. Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
そうだね。心中をお察しします。長押しして話術テスト。私は関係ないんです。いや、フラーが本当の元凶です。彼はあそこに送ったのは私ではありません。フラーが本当の元凶なんです。助けることはできなかったんですか？いやー、話術ないからな。
So ask Fuller, he's the eminent doctor. But I would caution you, you'll find his treatments more terrifying than the illnesses he sets out to cure.
That churl no longer takes the trouble to receive me. He sends his secretary to tell me that I cannot see Francis. Me. His own widow. He must think that I am a terrible wife for having abandoned him in such a way. But I only wanted what was best for him.
I'm not here to condemn you, Mrs. Sanders.
Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Sarah のことを聞くか、空気のことを聞くか、空気のことを聞いても何もわかんないだろうな。
How did you come to meet Sarah Hawkins?
We were the wealthiest and most influential families on Darkwater. Of course we would know each other. And when Charles returned from Europe with his sweet little artist, she and her sinister paintings were destined to catch my husband's eye. He bought many of her works over the last 5 years. They adorn his macabre gallery.
弾けるんだ。キャットはここで何を？
May I ask you what Miss Baker is doing here? How do you know her?
My business with Miss Baker is private, Mr. Pierce.
But you do know what kind of business Miss Baker is in, don't you?
I am no fool. Please believe that much at least.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can't imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it, I would urge you to make the most of your visit. Because I count on ridding myself of that thing as soon as I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
まあ、よかったね。何も言われなかったよ。お酒のこと。酒臭い。
Did she really care for him after all?
できかねます。ご遺体を外出することはできかねます。処理する。ひどいね。
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives. Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
友人というよりは絵の話でもしてたんですかね。
A house of artists.
これも
A house of artists. A house of artists. A house of artists.
これだけ
A house of artists.
そんだけ調査
What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
干されるあまり優雅を売るため帳簿ってやつこれは
He was
でっかい絵これが空気うわー死にがいい何も出なかったけど
She despises Sarah Hawkins, but it's the painting she truly hates. Why?
絵画の方だなぜだ嫌だったんじゃない分かったんじゃないあわあ目が
The Shambler. I need to see it.
自分の目を傷つけたんですね本当に医学あれは写真これは蓄音機
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
聞いてみようガチャリンコそうやってやるんだ
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes. I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery.
今ましいギャラリ
Those accursed
今ましい
paintings. That accursed Sarah.
今ましいサラいやーいろいろ聞けるみたいだねギャラリーはどっちこっちじゃないさっきキャットはこっち行ってたなこの奥か書斎って言ってたなでもこの人うわいる
A strange Amerindian pendant.
カルトシン
I could use one of those.
睡眠薬やった
Strange.
手紙
For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
キャットは何か知ってるのかな
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary. 筋力あいた大丈夫それ筋力で開けたよ
That some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
買い手のために絵を確かめなきゃいけなくてね。サラ・ホーキンスが描いた別の絵さ、あんたに関係ない。
I have a well-off client in Boston who heard about the death of Francis Sanders and wanted me to size up his estate before making an offer to his widow.
Nice story. Bad lie. Learn how to dupe, detective. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
サンダーさんはあなたの本当の名前を知っているようだな。
There's more than that, Miss
ベイ
Baker.
カーさん。
So people have been talking behind my back. I was almost beginning to like you, Mr. Pierce. But it stays cat for you.
You knew the Sanders?
Irene is a friend of mine.
あんたはここで何をしてるんだ？
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings.
ほう。
She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い、なんだよ。これなんだろう。しゃがむ。医学。これは本を読む。現実を超えて。やめてよー、出てきそうだよー。現実するような気がしてきた。出てきそうだよー。うわー。ガチャガチャガチャン。隠れる場所があるよ。隠れる場所なんて必要なんですか？頭のはいっぱいあるね。
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
前のものだろう。へえ。すごい広いギャラリー。
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
改造したのか。もともと大きな屋敷だったんだね。
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
古い武器に興味があった。これさっきなんかな、向こうに。これを使うんじゃないか。筋力。筋力。筋力全然普通ないんだよ。これなんだ、油？あ、やったー。はっ。充電。よし、OK。充電だって。まあ、とりあえず、お、あそこにもなんかある。え、ここにも？え、どんだけ使うのこの先。怖っ。なんか落ちてる。
Is this dagger part of Sanders'
Oh,
collection, or was he seeking to acquire it?
この担当はサンダースのコレクションの一部なんだろうか、それとも彼はこれを探していたのか。サラ・ホーキンスの才能を遠く及ばないサンダースが書いた担当。あ、そういうことね。ほほー。さ、大きいね、絵が。額に入れてる。これは何？あ、あ、あ、後ろ、後ろ。うわ、え、待って待って待って待って。どういうこと？え？やばい。怖っ。急に。
What the hell was that?
今のはなんだ？え、どうすんの？目的が何にも示す。あ、何？なんか見てるとドックドックする。あ、 て。どうするっぺよ。
What the hell was that?
逃げればいいのこれ。もう逃げればいい。クローゼット、クローゼット、クローゼット、クローゼット、クローゼット、クローゼット。漏れる。全然見えない。ああ、怖い。狭いの怖い。もうだって限界だよ。やばい。あ、今目の前に。いや、目の前にいるよ。どうすんの？向こう行った？出れる？出た方がいいよね。もうドックンドックンしてる。担当。
Damn. Did it hear that? Maybe I can use this dagger.
この担当じゃないって。俺的にね、こっちの絵画を指すんじゃないかな。ほら、絶対そうだと思った。あれ、違う、これじゃない。
This dagger didn't work.
入り口にあったってことだ。ここさっき今壊したとこじゃない。これじゃない。これだ。
This dagger looks different.
ん？嘘？違うよ。隠れる。すっ。絵に描いた担当これじゃなかったっけ？あれ？バレてる？バレてないこれ。あ、そういうことか。今だ。結構遅いんだあいつ。えい。ほら見ろ。あってた。私はああ、やめて、外してきたない。待って。自分もやれー。汚い。あ、え、その角。
What's the matter with you?
何してるんですか？おいおい。
You sure you won't be needing that hand?
You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
狙われたんだ。飲みすぎただけだ。あの怪物にこれ言ったらなんか、いや、飲みすぎただけだ。
It's nothing. I think I just drank too much.
That goes without saying. If you can't tell the difference between reality and fiction, then you're in real trouble.
何も聞こえなかったか。あんたアラマについて知ってるんだ。
I ran, screamed, broke a pane of glass. You were in the next room and you didn't hear a thing.
If I hadn't heard a thing, I'd still be in the other room.
確か
The
に。
door was blocked. I got in as soon as I could. I like to look after my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
はあ。
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
そんなに知ら
Take
な
it
く
as
せに
payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.
とりあえずありがとうと言うべきなのか、それともなんか知ってる？本当に？鍵開けたのバレた。はい、ということで、7章に入るということで、ここで一回切りたいと思います。おー、ドキドキだよー。急にアクション要素めっちゃ入ってくるやん。ドキドキしながら、まあ真相を暴いていきたいと思います。では次のチャンネルも決まったぜ。